Hello, Tiger fans. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang, and with me, as always, is my sickly co-host. You know him, you love him, Nate, the little goon Foss.
I apologize if I sound like hot garbage.
Poor Nate is a little under the
Just call me
weather.
Niagara.
Yeah, right. Dan Scully is also unfortunately not here tonight. He had something come up, so he had to step away to handle that. But we are here. We are picking back up after the break. We did have two games. The men had two games this past weekend. We are going to quickly go through those because let's not dwell too much on that. And then we will go on to looking forward to the ladies, their two games this upcoming weekend, and the men, their two upcoming games as well.
You are throwing me all out of whack here. Okay,
I know, because
hang
you
on.
totally forgot that the women were playing too, didn't you?
No, I did. I'm the one that knew.
That's right, because
You both out here.
because Dan was like, "Are the women playing this week?" And we were all just kind of like, "Are they?"
I thought they did. Yeah.
Because they've been off for so friggin' long, we all kind of just forgot. Anyways, the men did have two games on both December 30th and New Year's Eve against the number 5 ranked team in the country, Penn State. They were both, well, the first one wasn't pretty. The second one was not as bad. But we will go right into those right now. I will flip it to Nate, and we will start rolling.
So Friday, back from Christmas in front of a relatively full house. Unfortunately, it was a good chunk of Penn State fans, but that was to be expected.
There was a lot of Penn State fans.
Kevin Wall, welcome home, 2 goals. Penn State ended up winning 6-1.
That weenie.
It was a tough one. Tyler Mahan, shorthanded.
That was a fantastic goal.
That was a great goal. Unfortunately, came after 2 quick Penn State goals at the end of the first/start of the second because Tanner Andrew decided to kill somebody.
Can we go over that real quick? Let's pause. That was the highlight of the season for me so far. I don't care.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I don't care all about the 10-point Canisius game. Tyler Mahan committed assault with a deadly weapon on the wall. The deadly weapon was the Penn State player that he crushed into it.
So I'll skip ahead quickly to Saturday. I went down to the game at Penn State. It's probably where I got sick. And they announced Chase Berger, the guy that got hit. And I said, how'd those boards taste last night? And screamed it. And a couple of the Penn State fans around me were like, what happened? So I showed them the video. And they're all like, ooh. It was fantastic.
And so what ended up happening, for those who were not in attendance, was Tanner committed literal assault, destroyed the guy,
Killed him.
Obliterated him into the door, basically right into the exact spot on the RIT bench where one of the doors was. So he gets hit into the door. The door lock then breaks off. He flies through it, and they had to end the first period early.
Poor Colby's just standing there like, I don't know what to do.
Well, Colby got out of the way. Like, you watch Colby move, and he just gets, like, the guy goes flying
like,
past
I'm
him.
here.
So they basically had to take a few minutes. They were trying to fix the latch on the door because the latch physically came off the door. And then, so they had to go to the first period intermission early to fix the door, sent both teams back out to play the last, 3 minutes of the first.
And Penn State scored 2 goals in those 3 minutes. Yeah. And that was the game. Yep. I seriously think that killed any momentum we could have had going in. It was an icing, too.
Yeah.
Penn State just scored. We were about to get a face-off. No, we scored to start the second.
That's right. Because it was only 4-1, and I'm like, okay, like,
because it was shorthanded.
I'm like 4-1, okay, like this game hasn't gotten away from us yet, and then they just kind of.
When we scored at 3-1, I was like, all right, we have a chance, and then we gave up another goal like 3 minutes later, and that was it.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
Penn State showed why they're the number 5 team in the country. We'll just say that.
I was gonna say, I mean, because a lot of people that I know, like from work or just friends from home, are just like, "Man, you guys got your butts kicked on Friday," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're playing the number 5 team in the country. They should have done that to us, quite honestly. Like
and they had 47 shots. I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's unheard of. You know what?
And shout out to Tommy. Tommy made 41 saves. And he was phenomenal all weekend.
Like, that's insanity. He made that many saves. It's nuts. And let's give Penn State's goaltender some credit. He was phenomenal all weekend.
Liam Soulier is going to be in the conversation for the Richter Award this year, I think.
Yes, he will be.
He's been really good all year.
He might even win it.
I don't know if he'll win it, but
he could.
It was was a tough one Friday. Coming back, I think there was a lot of energy in the building. It would have been nice to get a better result, show some people. 'Cause I think there were a lot of community members that were there, so
Yeah.
that definitely helped fill in a little bit. Again, tough one. Hopefully that doesn't deter people away. Because let's be
I
honest, this team's still good. They're
yeah.
still um, we're still the front runner in Atlantic hockey. It's conference games are really what matter,
Yeah. And
and take it with a grain of salt.
yeah. I think when I look at what we had this weekend, like this past weekend, like there was this was the first game. This is the first series all year where I thought this is an uphill battle for us.
Yeah.
Like this is the one game. This is the one series where I was like, we are outgunned here. We
Yeah,
need to.
this was the one series. I think it's the only series this year where we weren't the better team,
Yes, and I think even with
and
ASU, we're still.
and that's on paper, and it showed evidently on the ice. I thought Saturday was a much better game, which I was
Much
kind of
closer.
happy about. Made the drive a little bit more worth it, but
I mean, and also like one of the things that kept getting muttered onto the corner was the Penn State team is fast, and we saw our
and
guys.
that's the Big Ten style.
Yep.
There is a big difference in the style between Atlantic hockey and the Big Ten. I think the Atlantic hockey is more physical, but the Big Ten is
that showed.
It's a lot closer to what the NHL is.
Yeah.
And that's why, Penn State only had one, but you look at a team like Michigan and Minnesota, they have multiple NHL draft picks.
Yeah.
And that's why they go to these schools, is because it's one step closer to the NHL.
Yeah. A lot of people were like, somebody was kind of like, like our defense was on like the balls of their feet all night, and it was like they're sitting there. They had to be because they're so quick. And Penn State had a lot of Penn State's goals came on just came on breakaways, where their guys just gassed our dudes just flying down the ice, and it was like our defenders had no time to get back. Like, and again, that's the Big Ten style of hockey play. Like that's how they roll.
Yep. So tough one. Take it with a grain of salt. Non-conference game.
Let's flip to Saturday now.
Saturday, a little bit better game. A 3-1 loss for RAT, but I thought we played better. I thought we controlled a good chunk of the third period too.
They played a lot better than Saturday.
It was just another one of those games where it's like RAT couldn't get a bounce to save their life. Mm-hmm. And I think after the Penn State dominated the second period. And I think we were just gassed at that point. Going into the third. Mahan, again, shorthanded.
This kid.
If they gave out a special teams player of the week, he would win it. Two shorties. Gets up to his eight goals on the year.
Tyler Mahan has been something so far.
He's been pretty good.
He's kind of come out of nowhere too.
His goal made it 2-1, and I could tell there was a little bit of nerves in the building down at Pagula. And I will say this: the Penn State fans were great. They were phenomenal. They have this thing called Happy Valley Hospitality, which is a saying that I can't stand because they say it every 10 seconds. Especially at football games. But anyway, they were great. They were kind of chirping Tommy a little bit, but they didn't know his name. They just kept calling him Scarfoni. And I said, no, it's Scarfone. Like, you're saying it wrong. Just messing with him. And then I said something like, attaboy Tommy. They go, oh, his name is Tommy? I said, no, it's Ronnie. And they believed me for a minute. And then the guy goes, hey, I just looked it up. It's Tommy. And then I said, he's French. He doesn't understand a word you're saying. It was a good time. It was a good time.
He doesn't understand a word you're saying.
So that was fun. 37 saves for Tommy. He kept us in the game. Penn State could have had 4 or 5 goals in the second period. He made some unbelievable saves.
Some of them his brother actually sent to us and made a little highlight clip for that.
He was phenomenal.
That will probably end up going on Instagram at some point this week because it's pretty great, and I'm posting it.
Penalty kill was great both nights. Power play was what it was. Penalty kill was great. We scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So there's a
You can't ask much more from that on a penalty
it
kill.
was a rough weekend score wise, but I think we learned a lot in those 2 games. Like, because let's be honest, these are the teams that are going to be playing in late March.
Yep.
I honestly do believe there is potential for us to play Penn State again
I think
in the tournament. I
think we can see them again for sure.
And it's hard to. I think it's a possibility where they could jump up into a 1 seed and we could end up playing them again.
I'm shocked they're not higher than they are because they've just been steamrolling.
It's because they're with
all
Minnesota.
Year.
They're in the same conference as Minnesota, and they're the clear-cut best team in the country. So, it's like I said, tough weekend score-wise, but I think, I think Wayne can take a lot from it. And, now we go back into conference play. We go back into conference play for 2 weeks, and let's be honest, that's what matters.
Yep.
All that matters in this league is for us is conference play.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So I don't know if I'm pretty sure. Hopefully you have it up because Dan usually does. Let's look at scores from around the league for any teams that did play. I don't know if anybody else did play the last weekend.
From Atlantic?
Yeah.
Or?
Not the rest of the country, just Atlantic.
When did we last record? It was after the Canisius game.
It was right after that. Because we did our 2 interviews, which, by the way, very happy everybody loved both of those with Ed Trevsker and Ryan Nicholson. I know Ed and Ryan both had a blast, and we're looking at setting up some more as I vamp so that Nate can pull this up real quick.
Did we talk about Sacred Heart Northeastern on the 6th?
No, we did not.
No, because we recorded Sunday.
Yep.
We recorded Sunday. Okay.
Yep, we did.
So, we're going all the way back to almost a month ago. Today
Nice.
We're recording on the 5th, so almost a month ago. Sacred Heart beat Northeastern 4-2, who was having a down year, which sucks because Devin Levi's a Sabres prospect. So he's not having the year he had last year, but his team isn't helping him out much either, so I'll chirp him. Thursday, December 8th, a real barn burner in Springfield. AIC Niagara skate to a 0-0 tie, which is the second time they've done that in the last 5 years.
Wasn't there a shootout, though?
Yes, Niagara won 1-0 in the shootout.
Gross.
The last time it happened and this time. Horrible.
Awful.
Absolutely horrible. The next night, AIC won 4-1, took 4 out of 6 points in that weekend. Mercyhurst also knocked off Army. I'm just going to plow through all this. Maine beat Canisius 3-0.
Shocker.
Army got a split, or Mercyhurst 6-4 assists with a 3-2 loss to Army in overtime. That was big for us because that kept us relatively farther ahead in the standings, having that one. Cornell got 8 goals on AIC because they suck. 8-4 final. Sacred Heart beat Mercyhurst 4-3 in overtime. Then last Friday, Sacred Heart beat Mercyhurst 4-1 for the sweep. We lost. AIC comes back the next night and ties Cornell 3-3, so maybe they don't suck that bad. I'm still going to say they suck. Quinnipiac beat Holy Cross 4-1.
No shock there.
Canisius and Air Force was postponed, which that's a storyline to keep an eye on. That could potentially affect.
That was because of weather, right?
Yeah, Canisius couldn't get out, so that
right.
could potentially affect our series with Canisius. We don't know yet. Bentley gets the only non-conference win on the weekend or of the night. They beat Northeastern 3-1.
That was shocking.
And Miami beat Niagara 5-3. The next night, Niagara comes back and beats Miami 5-4. We lost to Penn State. On Monday, Niagara beat the University of Toronto 3-1 in an exhibition contest. Man, hockey teams in Toronto just losing in Buffalo, man. It just sounds so familiar.
Toronto Maple Leafs, excuse me. The most cursed team in all sports.
Yale beat Army 5-1. And then tonight, actually, both these games just wrapped up as we record. It's 10:19 at night. Niagara beats St. Lawrence 4-3, and Sacred Heart takes over first place with a 5-0 win over Army. But we still have 3 games in hand. So
Yes.
fear not, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Because we
Pretty light. Yeah, so a lot of games since the last time we recorded. Not much has changed standings wise. There's a lot of non-conference.
Yep.
Going into this weekend, Air Force is in the Desert Hockey Classic. They are taking on Boston University on Friday at 3:30 Mountain Time, so 5:30 here. And then we take on Bentley. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yep.
Saturday, Air Force will play. Let's be honest, they're probably going to lose to BU, so they'll play the loser of Arizona State and Michigan Tech. Hey, I'm just being honest here.
I'll give it to you.
BU is really good, so I'm just being honest. UMass Lowell goes to Springfield for a one-off game with the Yellow Jackets. Clarkson heads to Worcester for a one-off game against Holy Cross, who, in my head, I've been thinking we've been playing this weekend for the last week. Mercyhurst heads to Michigan to play the under-18 team, who should be getting some guys back from World Juniors, but they probably won't be back in time.
Yep.
And then Niagara goes up to Canton to take on St. Lawrence. And because I don't know when we're going to record, I'll go through Sunday. Providence has a lot of one-off non-conference games this year.
They're
It's
just
been really
weird.
weird.
I don't like that.
Providence going to Army, going to West Point at 2, and Sacred Heart travels up to Durham to take on the University of No Hardware, New Hampshire.
Love it.
So that's a look around Atlantic hockey.
So this weekend's huge for us. Obviously,
Yes.
we are taking on Bentley. This is going to be a 2-game series. It is a conference series, which means big points across the board. Should we sweep them, we will probably regain control. Well, we would regain control of first place.
We will regain control. We'll still have a game in hand.
Yep.
On both AIC and Sacred Heart.
And we also have tiebreakers over both of them. So if for whatever reason we end the season and tie with either of them, we're fine.
With the new point system, it's kind of hard with a tie, but you rarely get a tie with the new point system.
That's fair.
Bentley, I'd say they're having a down. They're having a down year. 5-13. I mean, they beat Northeastern last weekend. They did beat Sacred Heart 3-1. They beat Air Force at Air Force 5-1.
They've won a bunch of like weird fluky games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like they have little spurts of energy where they look pretty good, and everything else they just kind of flatline on.
Seems like they get points like from up and down the lineup.
Yeah.
They only have a couple guys that don't have points, which is good. They take a lot of penalties,
which you got to capitalize on.
They take a lot of penalties, which that is huge. They're right up there with us. They take about 5.5 penalties per game. So,
but how's their penalty kill though? That's the question.
Their penalty kill,
yeah, that's what you gotta look at.
I don't even see them on here. Oh, they suck. They're at 75%.
Ouch.
So, you want a key to this series? Special teams.
You better be scoring on power plays when you get them.
Doug Scott is guaranteed five in games at Bentley because that's what he got last year in both games.
Oh, Dougie Scott. I love that guy.
Dougie, we love you. Please don't do that again.
Yeah, don't do that to us, please. You'll give us all heart attacks.
The country's second-ranked power play at 30% is about to go to work this weekend.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I
should be a good weekend.
I sit there, look at this. I don't want to jump to predictions already, but like we should win both these games. We should win both these games.
I mean, we can do predictions. I got a sweep.
I do too.
for us.
Yeah, not them, for us. And we should beat the brakes off them too. Like, I really don't see. I think these guys are going to come back going like, all right, we just got swept by Penn State, the first sweep all season. Like, let's get in here and just rip them in half and then move on. And let's do this.
Do you want my hot take?
Yes.
I have a hot take.
What's your hot take? Let's hear it.
Want it now or do you want it later?
Want it now.
RIT has the potential to run the table the rest of the year in Atlantic hockey.
I think that's very possible.
I don't know how hot that is, but let me go through the rest of our schedule here in Atlantic. At Bentley this weekend.
Yep.
Should be a sweep. Home against Mercyhurst.
They're good.
Should be a sweep.
Yes.
They're good. Should be a sweep. At Holy Cross. Should be a sweep.
We swept them.
Home and home at Canisius. Forget about it. Sweep.
Yeah.
Unless Jacob Barchevsky goes God mode. This is going to come back and bite me in the butt, isn't it? Home and at Niagara. They're good.
But we're going to bring a squad down there.
You solve Chad Veltri, that's all they got.
Yeah, we're going to bring a squad down there.
And then home against Bentley and home against Air Force. I'm not even kidding. There's potential for this to happen. Like I said, it's a hot take. Take it however you want. But
or even if you don't run the table, like maybe
I don't know if that's just my sickness talking.
Maybe like one or two you drop. Like it's possible, very possible. I think these next 2 weekends are vital. You need to get majority of the points. You need the points. Yep. This weekend has to be a sweep. I think next weekend you need to at least get 5 or you need to get at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
because you
get
gotta stay
6
up on
points this
Sacred.
weekend.
Because you gotta make sure you stay up on Sacred Fart. Because they're up on last 1 right now.
Here's the great thing about games in hand is you have to win those games in hand, and these are the games in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
against the teams at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, against a team that's in last place in Atlantic. So
you gotta beat them. You cannot lose to them.
You need to come out of this weekend with at least 5.
Yeah. I mean, I look at this and I just go, it's there. Like, take it.
It's there.
Because Sacred Heart's got, what, 1 extra point on us right now?
Yep. With 3 games in hand. Or we have 3 games in hand. So,
yeah.
This is 2 of them. Be up by 5 points on them going into next weekend.
That's pretty solid.
You got to take it. You got the opportunity is there to take 6 points. You got to have it.
Mm-hmm. You have to. You have to.
They don't score a lot either, so
yeah.
Maybe a little donut on the board. Who knows?
I would kind of love to see that.
Very nice.
So let's switch over to the ladies because they obviously have a series coming up. They have a series against St. Thomas coming up both tomorrow and Saturday. Those of you who follow us on Instagram will have seen that Carly Kosak was the almost game day victim of the week. That picture
of the week.
That picture is absolute gold. It's so funny. And be prepared. There will probably be more doofy pictures like that for almost game day for the entire rest of the season. So just be prepared for that. Anyways, the ladies take on St. Thomas. Yeah. You said before we started recording, "Oh, they suck," which gave me a little hope there that we might be able to pull something off.
5-14-1.
Yeah, they're not great.
They don't. Their leading goal scorer has 7 points and 7 goals, and that's pretty much it.
It's not good.
Their goaltenders are good. They both, the 2, I'm assuming, starting goaltenders, both above.
Excuse you.
900 save. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, I'm dying. Are both above 900 save percentage. So
Nate contracted that Happy Valley fever when he was down in Penn State.
That Happy Valley.
Dying inside. Anyways.
I'm here.
You know what? It shows your commitment to these teams that you're not sitting in bed losing.
I'm willing to die for these teams.
Exactly.
Doubt my dedication one more time.
Yeah, no one ever will again after this.
They've also St. Thomas has had a tough schedule though. They had to play Ohio State, who at the time was ranked number
go back.
2. No,
The Ohio State University.
they had to play St. Cloud. They had to play Wisconsin. They've had a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
They swept Lindenwood. So we'll see. I think it hurts that we've been off for this long. Because let's be honest, we had the 2 games against Lindenwood in mid-November, and we had 2 games between now and then.
Not good.
It's been a while, so that could either be good or
really not good. The way I see it, hopefully this team is rested up and they're ready to go out and put some points up. All right, so let's look around the league now at what the other teams did in the last 50 million years since we last played.
Yeah. So, sorry, we're laughing at something going on both of our phones.
Yes.
Princeton went to Erie to take on our friends, the Lakers, and won 6-5 in overtime.
That's close.
Vermont beat Syracuse 3-1, and the next night more of the same. Princeton won 5-1, and Vermont won 2-1. So
there we go.
Great job, CHA.
Nice job making the conference look good, guys.
Yeah, woo! Then Christmas, and then so these games were after the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 30th, Penn State beat LIU 4-3 in a very close game, which I don't think anybody saw coming.
Nobody saw this coming. This game was close.
And the other one wasn't. Ohio State beat Lindenwood 9-1.
Oof!
Saturday, Penn State beat LIU 4-1.
Whoa, wait.
And Ohio State.
Did Ohio State put up a double-digit spot?
They won 6-0.
Damn. So they scored 10.
Mercyhurst has had a very congested schedule.
Yeah, this is weird.
They've played a lot of games this week. They beat Yale, or they lost to Yale 3-1 in New Haven, and then that was on Monday the 2nd.
That's gross.
And then on Tuesday, they lost to Yale 5-0. And on Thursday, they beat Post 13-0.
What? 13?
Yeah, that was today. 13-0.
That's got to be the highest scoring game in women's hockey for college all year. It's got to be.
It's got to be close. That is something.
That's insanity.
And then, so they play Post again on. See, that doesn't seem right.
When are they playing them again?
It says it's tomorrow at 11:30, but I don't think so.
PM or AM?
So.
PM or AM?
AM. AM.
What? That's psychotic.
Give me a second.
Don't look at CHN's player wrong.
Nope. No, tomorrow at 11:30. That's the game.
Oh my god, that's gross.
So if you want some late morning hockey, you can tune into the CAC network, CACC. That's what it says it's on.
It sounded like he said something else because you're all
I know.
Congested and nasally.
I know. It's partially why I said.
Yeah.
We take on St. Thomas at 7 Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central, which is weird because Minnesota Central. Never mind. And then Mankato goes to Lindenwood for a 7:10 Central time face-off. And then Saturday, both teams finish out their series at 2 and 6 respectively. Our AT game is at 7 Eastern time. So Saturday you can watch the men's game at 4 and then go right to the women's game at 7.
Exactly.
Bang, it'll work out perfect.
Speaking of Lindenwood, do me a favor. Check their men's team, how they've been doing lately, because I'm really curious. Because I loved the fact that they went on an absolute tear the first half of their season and were just beating everybody. I thought
they
that was
tore apart Atlantic hockey. Yeah, that was so much fun.
Dude, it was
so much fun, JJ. I was enjoying it.
Well, I know you hate it, but like the fact that they just went D1 and started just obliterating fools made me just, I don't know, I just kind of loved following them a lot.
They split with UVM after getting swept Denver and Wisconsin.
No, those don't surprise me at all.
No. They're in North Dakota this weekend.
Oh, they're going to get killed.
Probably.
They've been bad this year, Novak.
They haven't been bad. They've just been average.
I'm sorry I keep yawning. It's almost 11 o'clock at night at the time of this recording, so we're like
sorry,
pushing
I keep
it
coughing.
late.
I'm dying.
It's all right. We're all falling apart
I'll
today.
throw this one in here, too, because I don't know when we're going to record Syracuse Miss Colgate at 6 on Tuesday.
What? Why is Syracuse's schedule just get screwed up? Oh, the little thumbs up is coming up in your Zoom screen. So, when is we have Syracuse in a few weeks, right?
Yeah, that's that weird Tuesday, Wednesday series.
That'll be huge.
Which I don't think I can go to either of those games.
But. Neither can I. Love to have work. So I think that'll do it for this week. We've kind of talked about our predictions for everything for both teams. We know hockey's back. Semester's getting close to be done. The holidays are over. Time to get back into rhythm and start working towards the postseason because that's really what.
Let's go. Time to go. Best time of year.
Yep. That playoff push is fantastic. Stressful, but fantastic. That being said, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified when every new episode goes live. Link to the Discord is in the description as well. You can find that in the link. You can find that also in the Instagram description. The Instagram bio. There's a link tree. You can find it in there. Leave a comment. What are your predictions for the weekend for both men's and women's team? We do read all the comments. Aaron Huss. Love when you see those. Those are always funny.
He's only tripping me.
Exactly, but that's why they're funny. Social media, again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff. We're pretty active on Instagram and Twitter. Not so much Facebook, but hey, it's there. And again, Discord, get in it. It's been super fun. We just revamped the whole server.
Do it.
We just revamped the whole server. There's a bunch of new channels. We reorganized some things, so it's a little bit more cut and not cut and copy. A little cleaner, so it's just nicer all around to find things, easier to find stuff in there. And it's getting big, and we're going to be using it to organize stuff for the upcoming remaining home games at the Harbor Center and at Dwyer. Yes, I said home games. They are home games for us. We will bring at least 300 people. There's probably going to be some big stuff regarding Niagara coming up in there soon, so keep an eye out. Join the Discord if you've not already. And that's going to do it for this week. I know, kind of a shorter episode, but only the men played, and thank God we have the ladies are coming back, because I think I can speak for everybody in that we've been missing seeing them play also. It's not really as fun when both teams aren't playing at the same time. So, that being said, everybody have a great rest of your night. We will see you this weekend. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.